Hi, so this is week 7. I'm doing something a little different on this one, and so what's gonna happen is I'm doing this little clip this week just to have the recording of my voice, my face, and everything, and get just a little tidbit. But I'm not gonna actually upload this. I'm gonna add it to my 8-week video next week, assuming I do one next week, which I should now that I said that I'm going to. But anyways, okay, so this is for 7 weeks. I'm also trying to do this on my webcam instead of my phone camera from now on because my phone camera's obviously shaky from me holding it by hand and everything, and my webcam will stay a little steadier and maybe it'll have better audio or something. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. This is my first time actually recording anything on my webcam, so hopefully it turns out okay in the end. It's already giving me errors for audio, and then when I actually listened to the video, it was there. So I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, so about transition stuff, because that's why you guys are here supposedly. Um, so yes, technically yesterday was 7 weeks on T. Um, my shot was, well, the shot itself went great, but it was aching after, which is a usual thing when you do any sort of injection of a liquid into your body, your muscle. Um, So stuff that's been happening, I'm noticing change in my voice. Like it's definitely a thing that is happening. My acne's been getting worse. It's a pain in the butt. You can like even see right now I have this huge one right here, which is actually kind of painful. And another thing is I noticed by the end of last week that, my upper lip is getting a little fuzzy. Can't see it on this video. I haven't had a chance to shave it yet, but people have been pointing it out to me like, yo, that's really cool. And I don't think it's really cool. I'm actually, unfortunately, kind of embarrassed by it because I don't like the way it looks. And I don't know, I don't like the way that just like a little layer of lip fuzz looks on anybody, let alone myself. So that's why I'm embarrassed about it. And but I was discussing with a friend, and a friend who's been on T a few months longer than I have, and so he kind of had the same thing where when he started getting the lip fuzz, he was just like wicked embarrassed by it, and he's pretty sure it's because when you're female, you're like conditioned that the hairless body and blah blah blah, all that good stuff. So I think that might be part of it too. Whereas like, but I mean, I've always had dark hair, and I kind of had a little fuzz on the upper lip, and I just never did anything about it. It was never enough to warrant any sort of strong reaction. So I'm hoping to figure out the facial shaving soon, maybe even later tonight, because I do have some free time. Um, I had, yes, and concerning that free time is because my second class was canceled, but my first class today. I don't really, school and I don't mesh well generally, um, so I almost didn't go in today. But my first class has kind of a slightly stricter attendance policy. You can only miss 2 classes over the course of the semester. We're only in like 4th or 5th week. I don't even know anymore. They're all blending together. So I go in, and it's my critical theories of EGST class. There's a lot of discussion about like, well, ethnic and gender studies is what EGST stands for. That's why I should explain that. So we're discussing events that happened in a class last week where one of the classmates, who is an older white woman, was basically kind of taking the run of the classroom and making some racist comments that made a lot of people uncomfortable. And she happened to not be in class today, which isn't why we talked about it. It just happened to align that way. And it was probably for the best because the rest of us could kind of discuss how we felt without worrying about how she was going to respond and if she was going to get defensive or anything about that. But, anyways, so I usually, 4 years of college and like 5 years of being out as trans, because I've been out sort of since my junior year of high school. And but in school I generally just kind of like let it slide all these years, that I would just let them call me female name, female pronouns, all that stuff, and let them assume that I was a girl because it was easier and I was too scared to speak up about it. So I'm in class today. I've been really wary about speaking up in class, especially for longer periods of time or about important things, because I know people are listening, and I'm still very wary about my voice. It's in the process of changing, and it has been cracking a lot in the past week or two. So I've been kind of nervous about that happening like mid serious discussion. But I actually did speak up today, and my professor at the end of class was like, congratulating the people that spoke up for the first time and what have you. And So the first day of class, she had been like, "Hey, I've heard of you probably from the other EGST professor that I've had." And so at the end of class today, I don't know why she picks only me to do this because we like went around to like everybody that hasn't really spoken up in class, mostly white people, and just had them like say, "This is my name, this is my major." And so today she's like, "Well, where do you come from?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Well, I'm a psych major," and I go into all that. And I mentioned something about part of why I was uncomfortable talking was because, you know, I'm white and I'm not very educated on race stuff. And so I wanted to wait until I knew more before I actually could, you know, speak up and speak out and be part of the conversation because I don't want to, you know, speak over people whose experiences are more valid than mine, et cetera, et cetera. And so she tried to take that and like make it into a learning experience, which was fine. But what she did was she called me she. And so didn't even have to think about it. I was like, "No, actually, I'm a he, I'm a boy," and, she apologized and she moved on, but, like, I've never corrected a professor on my pronouns before, and I was, like, wicked anxious afterwards, kinda shaking as I'm walking out of class there, but, it's since it's the EGST program, like, I don't feel like and none of the classmates, like, reacted weird or anything, they just kinda rolled with it, which was really nice. So I'm hoping that that particular experience will encourage me to be more forward about my gender identity and everything in the future. Um, yes, and hopefully that will help because I do have training for my new job on Monday too, which I will have actual report for the next time I record something. So I should stop for now because if I'm tacking this on to next week, next week's going to get pretty long because it's already getting close to 7 minutes. So I will talk to you then. Hi guys. So this is for week 8 on T. Excuse me in advance if I do end up repeating myself in the last clip. I didn't rewatch before I did this. So yes, 8 weeks on T today, Wednesday, October 1st. It's the first day of Halloween. So let's see, changes from last week. I mean, nothing big. I did end up shaving for the first time, my little upper lip. And let me tell you that mustache stubble is not the most comfortable thing to have on your face. I kept like accidentally bumping it, just being like, "Oh my god, what is this? What's going on?" And but then of course when I got used to it, I kept touching it all the time just to like notice it and be like, "Wow, yes, this is the thing that happened." Um and let's see, non-transition related changes. Obviously, I dyed my hair. I did it for my new job as a mad scientist for an after-school program that I'm doing, and I had the training for that on Monday. So I dyed my hair Sunday. And so the training went awesome, but I found out like 5 minutes from the end that management thinks that I am female, even though when I was hired, I gave them my ID, which says that I am male. It has a nice M on it in my little sex section on my driver's license, and apparently totally disregarded. And he also did this thing where when I walked in, he had done the background check, and you know, I'd put my old name on it. I have had my name legally changed by now, for almost a year. And so when I walked in, and he looked at me and he's like, "You have another name." And I was like, just kind of looked at him and he like said it and I was like, "Oh no, I legally changed my name. This is not my name anymore." And he's like, "Oh no, I like Micaiah better anyways." And I was like, "Okay, cool. So maybe he does kind of he's figured it out, knows it, whatever." Because there are definitely people on the LGBT spectrum involved with the program already, so I'd figured maybe, hey, he picked up on it, even if he is an older guy. But then, you know, like 5 minutes before I left, he used the wrong pronouns on me, and I didn't have the same confidence that I had in my EGST class last week, so I didn't correct him, but I'm hoping to maybe figure out how to word an email to him by the end of the week before I actually start teaching the after school program next week. So let's see, and I still have to have the name conversation with some people from dance too, so I gotta figure all of that out. Um, I don't really have a lot to say today. um, oh, back in the terms of changes, I actually have been noticing my singing voice is pretty, well, the way that it used to be is pretty shot. I can't sing along the same way I used to a lot of songs. And you know, I like to sing in the car. I'm not good at just focusing on driving, and singing gives me something else for my body to do at the same time, so my brain's not just completely spacing out. and my voice just goes out on a lot of the higher notes now, but I can sing a lot lower than I used to, which is a really good trade-off in my eyes. And I've definitely been feeling like my voice is lower. Nobody's commented on it, so I don't know if it's just because everybody that's been exposed to it has been exposed to it over time, and so they haven't been noticing the changes as much, and it's not suddenly like, whoa, your voice is deeper, but like, there's some people that I only see every couple weeks, and they haven't like made any mention of my voice at all, and that's like the part that I've been the most worried about. It makes me afraid to speak up in class. It makes me afraid to speak out at work and everything, because I know that that was like dead giveaway. Once I spoke, nobody would think I was a guy anymore. If they ever thought I was a guy in the first place, you know? So that whole silly passing thing hopefully will change over time. I can only hope. I don't want to make this too long because I know the last clip was almost 7 minutes, and like I said, I don't have a lot to talk about this time. I just wanted to put in for 8 weeks. So yeah, I guess that's all I'm gonna do right now. You got to see my face and hear my voice for 8 weeks. I get to see my face and hear my voice at 8 weeks. And did my workout today, did my shot today, and I'm all set to go on with life. So probably 2 months is gonna be on Monday. Monday's the 6th, I think. So yeah, Monday's gonna be 2 months on T. That's kind of exciting, but I'm not gonna do an extra update for that because that's not too far out. So probably another 2 weeks for 10 weeks. See you guys then.